So what are we up to today, guys? Today we're going to do a road trip. We're going from Greymouth all the way through over the Southern Alps. We're going to hit Christchurch in about 3 hours. Yeehaw! Here we go, guys. Christchurch Haast. So let's do it. So this is about a 2.5 hour, 3 hour drive, guys. About 250 kilometres. Oh, here we have a sign right here. Christchurch is 250 kilometres. Hey, I wasn't that wrong, was I? Here's the Australasian Hotel on our left here, guys. That's always really good for a feed and a beautiful cold beer. I've had a meal on there several times. Just leaving Greymouth proper now, guys. Up around the corner, and then we're heading towards Hokitika. There's the Tasman Sea out there, guys. See, she looks a bit rough today, doesn't it? Not very appetising at all. I wouldn't like to be surfing out there today. And we're in Paroa now, guys. Now, if you look to the left here, under the railway line and the bridge to the left, that's where we go to Shantytown. And there's another good pub on the right here, guys. If you'll see where this car's going, the silver car, they're heading up towards Shantytown. So once you hit through Paroa, guys, we're at 100 kilometres an hour. Great coast road, guys. This is a great tourist road. Follow it all the way up through Hokitika, and you're heading up towards Haast, Fox Glacier, Franz Josef Glacier. Check my other videos. I've got videos on that as well, guys. See, we're getting a bit scrubby on both sides of the road, guys. On the left hand side is more native bushy sort, and on the right hand side we're still quite close to the beach. Maybe you can see the beach over there to the right. It's sort of like flaxy and that sort of stuff. Sort of a lot of flax bushes and cactuses and that sort of stuff grows on the beach side of the road, guys. See the colours of the trees, guys. We're in the middle of winter here and still quite vibrant colours. It's pretty awesome, really. We're coming up to the new Cherramacau Bridge. Now you see that on the left here, this sort of orangey sort of bridge, orangey red colour. There used to be a rail bridge. You used to have to share the bridge with the train down there up to the left. But now we've got this nice new bridge here over the Cherramacau River. It's awesome. And there's no danger of getting run over by a train. Yeehaw! Alright, here we're coming up to the turn-off, guys, where we have to make up our mind whether we're going to go to Hokitika or Haast, or we're going to go to Arthur's Pass or Christchurch. So I want to really go to Christchurch, but I also really want to go up to Hokitika. And there's the roundabout here, guys. Straight round for Christchurch. Right round here for Hokitika. Come on, let's go to Hokitika. No, Pete, no. You said you're going to Christchurch, so you better go to Christchurch. Oh, well. Next time, guys, we'll go to Hokitika. Christchurch, here we come. Yeehaw! Otera Gorge, steep grades. Yes, it certainly is steep, guys. Be about one of the steepest roads in New Zealand, I would say, or especially in the South Island. Here we go, guys. We've got Kamara 7k's, Arthur's Pass 79, and Christchurch 233 kilometres. Hopefully there's no snow up there, guys, because the viaduct is pretty steep and she virtually goes straight up as well. Check there on our right, guys. This is the old raceway, Kamara Raceway. They have races there about once or twice a year, I think, guys. It's always a fun day out from Christchurch as well. And here we go, guys. We're just coming into Kamara now. Cute little town. Make sure you stick to the speed limit. Last time I was through here, I got a bloody speeding ticket, which did not make Pete very happy at all. Right, as you come into Kamara, you've got toilets on the left hand side if you need to do a quick wee before you hit the hills. Right there, guys, with the blue doors. See that there? Quite clean toilets. Just starting to rain here, guys, by the look of it as well. There's quite a cute little settlement here. Got the Kamara shop there on the left. You can get yourself a nice little coffee. A couple of little art galleries on the right. And of course you've got a service station here, which would be about the last one, I would say, for maybe 80 or 90 kilometres. Alright, we're back up to 100 kilometres again, guys, and we're heading towards Jackson's, Dillman's town. This is just a little town before Kamara. Quite a cute little settlement here as well. There's also a lot of walking tracks and stuff to do around here, guys. If you just stop and have a look at the little signs on the side of the road. You'd be amazed what you can actually do. And there's a swimming hole around here as well. All sorts of weird and wonderful things that you never ever knew existed. Look at this, guys. Beautiful day on the west coast, driving at 100 kilometers an hour through basically native bush. It don't get no better than this. Is that awesome, or is that awesome? Yeah! I can't help it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Wouldn't be dead for $1 million today. As you can see on the left there, guys, we're coming back when we're running along the river again, and we're getting into more and more sort of like native bush as we're getting closer and closer to the Southern Alps. If you're driving around here, guys, just watch out for people on the wrong side of the road. It sounds pretty silly, but I've had it many a time. And there's some big trucks come around here too, guys, so just bear it in mind, especially if you're not used to New Zealand roads. The peculiarity of New Zealand, guys, is these one-lane bridges. See the sign up here? So the red arrow is us, and the black arrow is the other way. Now we've got to give way to the people coming towards us, basically. And some of these approaches are pretty bad too. You've sort of got to go into the middle of the road like this to see if there's anything coming. Once again, it's a trick for young players. There, looks like she's a bit foggy up there, guys. In between the two mountain peaks here, this is where we're heading. I don't think there'll be any snow up the top, but I don't think it's going to be that warm up there either. We've got Lake Brunner on the left here, guys. This is the intersection on the left, and we're heading into Jackson's now. Tourist accommodation up there on the right if you go up that track. Ours is passed straight ahead, guys, and we've got Moana, Stillwater and Greymouth via Lake Brunner, which is a really good drive as well. You go past the lakes and it's really awesome, especially in the summertime, guys. That's right there, that intersection there. So we're heading to Christchurch, guys. We're 188 kilometres from Christchurch. Now if you look here, guys, on the right, this building here that says Jackson's on the top of it there, that used to be a pub. I've spent many hours drinking beer in there, and I don't actually think it's open anymore, but that used to be a really good place to hang out. But you didn't want to drink too much because you're in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by hills to get home. Could be a problem. And the mountains are looking pretty mean from here, guys. A few thunderstorms and stuff, I wouldn't be surprised up there. Remember, if you're bringing a camper van over here, you're going to be a lot slower than the average car driver. So just remember to pull over and just let them pass every now and then. And here, just out of Jackson's, guys, we have an art gallery on the right hand side. See a bit of snow up on the tops there, guys. Not down that low yet, but like I say, we're only just the start of winter. They've got the signs of ice and grit everywhere. It's a different ball game when you come up here when it's snowing, I can tell you. I will do that for you though. Keep an eye out on my videos, and I will come up here when it's snowing and we'll go through the Alpine Pass. I might have to go and get myself a set of chains for the car. See now, guys, we're just following the edge of the mountain round, and then we'll come out into Otira, and then from Otira we basically go straight up the side of the mountain across the Southern Alps. It's pretty cool, guys. Here we are, guys. We're just starting to come into Otira now. Got a hotel there on the left. It's a pretty cool hotel too. There's all sorts of weird and wonderful things to do in there. They've even got a mower there. See a look on the roof. There's all sorts of things. Hobbitville. Here we go, guys. Otira Gorge, steep grades, not recommended for towing vehicles. Here we've got another one of these one-lane bridges here, guys, and this one here is quite a pain because it's really hard to see the approach until you're right on top of it. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Here we go, we're right on top of it now. Is there anything coming? No, there's someone waiting. There's already someone on the bridge, so I'll sneak on there. Right, guys, this is where it gets interesting. Yeah, you notice where we come up here, they've got sort of barriers. If the road's closed, then they'll put this barrier across and you can't get across on the left there. See that? Road closed. You know, there's not a lot of room up here, guys, so just remember to stick to the left. Also, we've got falling rocks that tend to fall down from the cliffs above. And they've actually, I'll show you when we get up here, they've actually made a big sort of concrete thing that you go underneath that filters all the rocks over the top so it doesn't keep smashing up the road. Scenic lookout, 2 kilometres, the viaduct lookout. We'll go and have a look up there too, guys. I'll show you the old road that used to be and the new viaduct. There's a huge difference. Another one of these pesky 1-lane bridges. Someone on that this time. Yeah, these lanes on the side here are just for the slow vehicles, so people can pass you if they need to get past you. A lot of trucks use these to let the cars go past, because trucks up here are really, really, really slow, guys. There's a few accidents on this road as well. I don't know what it is, whether people were just not careful or whatever it is. I think there used to be less accidents before they had the viaduct here, where the road was a lot steeper, and it just used to keep you on your toes, I think. But people don't realise how steep this viaduct is. Here we go, guys. I'll just flick it into sport. And we'll start to climb. Now, coming from the other way, Porter's Pass brings you a long way up, and then you basically come down the viaduct, whereas this way we're going straight up. See, there's that shelter I was talking about. All the rocks fly over the top of it, and the water carries the rocks over the top and it doesn't smash up the road all the time. And here we have a waterfall here. It's another one of those things that holds the rocks back and lets them fly into the valley below. Getting steeper, guys. So we'll go and have a look at the Scenic lookout before we hit the viaduct itself, eh? So you don't get wiped out, guys, if you're going to do this. So guys, here we go. This is where we climbed up. Way down the valley below there. See the waterfall there, guys? And we're right, basically, starting to climb up through the Southern Alps now. Now this is not the steepest bit, guys. This is just a little cute little lookout halfway up. Is that an awesome view, or is that an awesome view, guys? Another thing here, guys, we have keas. See, they don't want you to feed the keas. It's a native parrot. And the things come right up to you and they almost sit on your shoulder, or they'll sit on your rent-a-car and they'll pull all the rubber out of the windscreen and that sort of thing. And when you get back to can your rent-a-car in, you have to pay for it because the bloody parrots ate it. So just watch out for that, guys. They're called keas. It's a native New Zealand parrot and they're not scared of anything. Here we go, guys. We've got a couple of cars, one going up, one coming down. And you'll come just up here shortly. And here he comes, heading up towards the viaduct. Remember, when you're coming out of here, guys, you've got traffic coming almost on top of you. So just watch it, guys. Just watch it. Alright, let's cruise up to the viaduct. No stopping, 700 metres, guys. Not that you want to stop up here anyway. You get stuck behind a truck up here, you're doing about half a kilometre an hour. Now here's one coming down, guys, and they're coming down slow. Because if they let that get away with them, they'll never stop it. Now this doesn't look that steep, but my golly, she's steep. Now this is actually going down through the valley. I'll show you where the road used to go. We used to call it the zigzag. And then if you met a bus coming in the opposite direction, then one of you used to have to reverse around the corner to let the other one go. So it was pretty hair-raising stuff. Up here, guys, I'll show you the old road. Now I remember driving over this road. The road continued up there, guys. See what I mean about the parrots, guys? There's signs everywhere. Don't feed the keas. They're little buggers. As you can see, guys, even in the winter time, there's people up here. It's a cool place to be. See this again, guys? Don't ever feed the keas. They'll eat your car. That's what they do. They'll eat your car. So there's the road, guys. Still heading up the hill, heading up through the Southern Alps that way. Now this road here that we just come up, right up here, used to continue on up. Then we had a zigzag and then we came out down the bottom, but with the new viaduct, it's all changed. Now if you ever look on the hill there guys, I don't know if you can still see the markings on the hill. This is where the road used to go. Along the top there, you can just see out the markings there straight ahead. And it's gone down there and down the other side. Horrendous in the snow guys. And this is what we got now. The new viaduct. And this is bad enough in the snow, and it's steeper than it looks guys. It's a lot steeper than it looks. You get it feels like we've got a couple of little snow flurries at the moment. Wouldn't surprise me, the weather forecast says it's supposed to snow up here. So the viaduct is definitely a lot better than the old zigzag road guys. Anyway, let's continue on to Christchurch. So guys, we're still heading uphill for probably another 6 or 7 kilometres. Oh, here comes a big truck, give him plenty of room. Woohoo! And then once we hit the top guys, we just cruise downhill to Arthur's Pass. Awesome! See how we're all sort of shrouded in mist. The higher you get, the mistier it gets. Still quite steep down here guys. Nope, there's a big boy. You need to get your wits about you. Here we go guys, Arthur's Pass. Middle of winter this gets chocker with people. Lots of little eateries here. This is like a little Swiss alpine village. It's quite cool actually. Well, I like it. But I love New Zealand. Now there's lots of little walkways to do here. There's motels, lodges, backpackers. Heaps of tramping tracks guys, heaps of tramping tracks if you're into tramping. And if you look on the left here, there's a big toilet block here that you can go and relieve yourself after the stress of driving over the mountain. And it looks like it's a little bit lighter heading towards Christchurch there. So let's continue our journey, eh? Another one of these one-lane bridges guys. And here we've got a car already on one. Just got to get used to them. Alright, let's have a look at the road signs, see how far we've got to go. Christchurch, 153. I don't know if you noticed or not guys, we're in clear blue skies now and no rain. That's because we've crossed over the highest peak of the Southern Alps basically. And what the Southern Alps do is they hold the weather back from Canterbury and the west coast gets all the rain. Basically, that's why it's like a rainforest on the west coast. They get about the most rain in New Zealand. So of course everything grows and it's like the Amazon basically. Everything grows because it's wet and moist all the time. And as soon as the weather hits the Southern Alps, all that rain drops out and then the clouds get higher and they float across and then Canterbury tends to get most of the good weather. Mind you, Canterbury gets a lot of wind as well. We get the nor'wester wind. And some people say it drives me crazy. Well, it doesn't drive me crazy, I'm crazy already. I don't need no wind to drive me crazy. See how the skies are lightening up and the weather's just changing? That's what I mean. Heading towards Canterbury. We'll be driving in the hills still for probably another 70 kilometres until we hit Springfield and then it flattens out onto the Canterbury Plains. And now we're opening out a little bit more guys. Getting a little bit flatter, but we're still in the mountains. It's what we call the high country, because we're a long way above sea level here. We've basically climbed over the peak, and now we're sort of running along the top of it, if you know what I mean, and then we're going to go down Porter's Pass on the other side. Now I remember when I was a kid guys, this bridge, I used to come over to Christchurch with my mum and dad, and they used to call this bridge the honeymoon bridge, and I could never figure out why. You see if you can figure out why, guys. Just wait for this camper to come across. We've got some mountain bike people ahead of us. Good place to do it. This is the Beagley Bridge. Right, can you figure out why this is the honeymoon bridge, guys? Yeah, as a kid I could never work it out. Put in the comments below if you can figure it out. Following the river up and around, guys. Now if you look around here, guys, just on the left here, there's actually a pub hidden up the side of that track there. It's called the Beeley Hotel, and it's an historic pub. The original one got burnt down, I think, about 90 years ago, and they've just rebuilt that new one. It's been there for probably the last 15 or 20 years. Really worthwhile going up there for a beer if you're going past, or maybe even just a raspberry and coke. Pretty awesome driving in the middle of the South Island, guys. I mean, what can you say? I must have done this trip 200 times, and I still love it every time I do it. Here we're starting to climb again, guys. You can see the river down below us is getting further and further away, basically. We'll stop up here and we'll have a look. Quite steep once again, guys. Alright guys, let's pull over and have a look. So this is where we come from, guys, right in that valley there. We followed it all the way around up the hill here, and now we're looking right down the riverbed. Is that cool or is that cool? Snow up on the peaks there, guys. And look at the view down there, guys. It's pretty awesome as well, isn't it? So guys, that's why I love driving around here. There's always something to see, something to do. River's a little bit high, not a high, but it's a little bit higher than normal, guys. We've had a bit of rain up in the high country lately. Mountain White Bridge, guys. Hardin Valley, left 300 metres, but we don't want to go there. We're heading to Christchurch. The weather looks like it's getting better and better, guys. The further we get away from these mountains, the better it gets. See how we're still high, guys? See, we're right in the valley now. Basically travelling along the bottom of the valley floor. Check out on the left here, guys. We've got a camping ground. If you want to stay at Lake Pearson, there's you can freedom camp down there and do all sorts of stuff as long as you clean up after yourself. You can pitch your tent. Awesome place to stay, and there's people staying down there at the moment, and we're in the middle of winter. Crazy. See, it's quite a big lake, guys. It goes around for ages. Just to the right there, guys, on the hill, can you see the big farm building there? See how they try and disguise it to blend in with the hill, so you don't notice it so much? That's Flock Hill Station, guys. See all the vehicles there? Flock Hill Station. Established 1857, so they've been farming up there for a while, guys. Here we come up to the turn off to the Broken River ski field, guys. 6 kilometres up that track. I don't know if you're anything like me, I couldn't ski to save my life. I once went on a school trip and broke my leg, so that's how clever I am. Still a little bit of traffic on the road, guys. See how high we still are, guys. Definitely getting a bit lower, guys. Definitely getting a bit lower. This is Broken River, guys. Cheeseman ski area as well. See, we've got a bit of snow up there, but not a lot. Now, just around this bend is Castle Hill Village. See that over there, guys? Is that pretty cool? Is that pretty cool? Hey, so you can live in the Alps. It actually looks like the Swiss Alps up here in the winter time. It's really awesome to see. Check out my other videos on Castle Hill Village. There's awesome walking tracks, biking tracks, all sorts of stuff to do. Check this out, guys. This is Castle Hill, and it's got all these weird rock formations here. It's an awesome day trip as well, good for trampers and that sort of thing. So if you have a look to the right of me where this green car is coming out of, and check out for my videos on that as well, guys. It reminds me a bit of Stonehenge. What are we, guys? We are 94 kilometres out of Christchurch. Now, believe it or not, we're still really, really high, and I'll show you Porter's Pass from the top in a minute, and you'll realise how high we've been, like for the last 100 kilometres. Around this bend, guys, and we'll have a look. There we go, guys. Let's get out and have a look. Can you feel the car shaking? It's so windy up here. Okay, guys, it's really, really windy up here. Almost got blown out of the car. Almost getting blown down into the valley. Holy moly, guys, it's windy out there. So guys, you've seen it from the top, now we'll drive down it. Once again, get stuck behind trucks here. It's going to take you forever to get down to the bottom. See on the right hand side here, the blocks, if you have a look along the top of those blocks are actually level. That's how steep this road is. So now basically what we're doing, because we've already got all the height, we're dropping down to the Canterbury Plains now. Now I've seen a few vehicles coming off here. I've seen a caravan blowing off the top. It's not a good place to be in the middle of winter, I can tell you that. I've been down here where it's been that foggy that I've been going about 10 kilometres an hour trying to see the white line, and you just can't see anything. It's just darn right dangerous. Having a look at the scenery by the looks. It's a bit sheltered halfway down, but she's a long fall down there, guys. It's good coming down, she's slow going up. See, we're slowly winding our way down to the valley floor. Keep your wits about you here, guys. See this clouds here? Someone's obviously died there. We look at the road way down below there. Even when we're getting lower, we're still high, if you know what I mean. Nice truck, let us go past. And watch out for this real hairpin corner at the bottom. Especially if it's a little bit frosty. So we come out of Porter's, guys, and we drive for about 10 kilometres, and then we get to nice flat open country like this. Then we make our way into Springfield. Here we go, guys. Springfield. Yeehaw! Once again, guys, we've got a petrol station. It's the first one we've seen for ages. We've got a couple of little eateries. We've got a pub. Everything you might need to stay the night, really, if you wanted to. Beautiful little place. I think we're about, I don't know, probably maybe 50 kilometres out of Christchurch. So this is Sheffield, guys. Next stop will be Darfield. Here we go, Darfield. We're getting closer and closer. Better slow down a bit, Pete, you'll get a ticket. Man, it's telling me on the sign, slow down, Pete, slow down. Once again, nice little town, or big little town, everything here that you'd want. Ooh, fish and chip shops open. My belly's starting to grumble after all this driving. When I get home, I might get some fish and chips. If you guys haven't tried fish and chips, you need to try fish and chips. Fish and chips or a steak pie. Once again, got a pub, 3 or 4 garages, lots of shops, bakery, fish and chip shop, like I said. All sorts of weird and wonderful things. They've even got second-hand shops, junk shops, you name it, it's in Darfield. Next stop is Kirwee. Oh, we're coming into Kiwi now, guys. We're getting closer and closer to Christchurch. I can smell it. See this new pub ahead of us here, guys? The old pub burned down a couple of years ago and they've got a nice new pub here to replace it. That's pretty awesome, eh? Next stop, West Mountain. Here we are, we're in West Mountain. Now we know we're getting into civilization. This is the first set of traffic lights since the west coast. Actually, there's no traffic lights on the west coast. So we're heading towards the big city. Christchurch straight up. Rolleston and Timaru to the right. We want to go straight up. As you can see, guys, we've almost got a full moon here and it's getting dark. She's been a long day. Not far out of Christchurch now. So let's do it. So guys, we finally made it. Yay! It's getting dark, guys. I'm hungry. I need some fish and chips. Hope you enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed making it. Remember to like and subscribe. If you want to see a video about Greymouth, check out this side, guys. And if you want to see a video about the central CBD and walk around the botanical gardens, check out this side, guys. And always remember, if it's Kiwi, it's got to be good for you. Bye!